Plus, when I worked for the amphitheater, I worked at restaurants too. But when I worked for the amphitheater, I was on the streets. And they just kept telling me to move forward, move forward, move forward. And then I was being told, get help, get help, get help, or else you'll never see your daughter again. And that was 3 years ago, and I didn't know what they were talking about. I was on the streets for 6 months in Flagstaff. It was the furthest my tank could take me. Literally, it was like the furthest I could get on $35. Everybody in New Mexico was telling me to move forward, move forward, move forward as they were taking Coraline away from me. Telling me to move forward. But then when I got to Arizona, they were telling me that there was a black husband and a white guy, like a white girl, and marriage is a black and a white. And that was about the time that Hannah was married to her black husband or something. That's how I'm looking at that. And that's how I'm like, that was not right to do to me. And I didn't realize that my husband was sleeping with another girl, this, that, and the other thing, because it was so far in the future. I didn't know what was going on. And it's like I regretted leaving North Carolina. But then again, I regret the surrender too. And I regret moving to the East Coast. Maybe I should have just stayed in Albuquerque and waited for them. Never left Albuquerque. Never left Albuquerque in my life. It's like, no, I left. And in Hobbs, he kicked me out. I mean, that's like Delaware up there. In Hobbs, he kicked me out. His mom kicked me out, and his sister kicked me out. And I was miscarrying because I wasn't social enough. I didn't go out and socialize with his mom and his sister enough. So he kicked me out. And I had to sleep on the streets that night. And I literally had to beg for him because I was like, you can't do that to your wife. And then he said, I'll just go visit you on the weekends. I was like, you can't do that. I told him I wanted a divorce and I wanted all kinds of stuff. And I'm not sure if I was like married. I was like, I wouldn't want to be with him and I wanted to break up or something. He was still in the Union at the time. He ended up leaving the Union the day after and left me. Kept saying, my mom got in my head, Christina was in my head, and all kinds of stuff. So, and then in New Jersey, they were saying, get Christina out of your head. Get Christina out of your head. And I was sitting there and I was all like, what did he do for Christina? He kept yelling at me saying, I had kids with you, not her. And it didn't make sense to me because I didn't have kids. I had a kid. So he was way far in the future. I didn't know what was going on. And I was in a lot of pain. I was sick, puking constantly. I didn't know what to do. Just a bunch of stuff. I went through so much stuff for having to be chaste and alone. Having to be chaste and alone. Going through what he did, but all alone. No. What they did was wrong. And it was even more wrong to say that she's the new mommy. I took the mother route, but she was the new mom. And then he was sitting there lying about me to all kinds of people. And it's like, maybe Virginia's not a bad thing. But I do know that Corey's from Florida, and so is Hannah. So whatever kind of sunshine you guys are looking for,